Once upon a time, after God had made the whole wide world, Adam and Eve had two sons. The first boy was named Cain. He was a strong boy who loved to work in the dirt. He grew up to be a farmer, planting seeds and watching them grow into tall plants and yummy vegetables under the warm sun. His hands were always busy in the soil. The second boy was named Abel. Abel was a quiet boy with a gentle heart. He loved animals very much. He became a shepherd, taking care of the fluffy sheep, leading them to green grass to eat and cool water to drink. He watched over his flock day and night, making sure they were always safe and sound. One sunny morning, the two brothers decided to bring a special gift to God. They wanted to say thank you to God for everything he had given them. Cain, the farmer, looked at all the food he had grown. He picked some of the vegetables and fruits from his garden. Maybe it was an apple that wasn't quite ripe, or a carrot that was a little bit small. He gathered them up and brought them to God. It was a gift, yes, but it wasn't the very best he had. He didn't pick the juiciest strawberry or the biggest potato. He just picked what was easy. Then it was Abel's turn. Abel the shepherd looked at all his sheep. He loved every single one. He wanted to give God his very best gift to show his love. So he chose the best little lamb from his entire flock. It was a perfect, healthy lamb, the one he loved the most. He brought this special lamb to God with a happy and thankful heart. He wasn't thinking about what he would lose, he was thinking about showing God how much he loved him. It was a gift that came straight from his loving heart, a sign that God was most important to him. God looked down from heaven. He saw the two brothers and their gifts. He saw Cain's gift, the vegetables from the ground, and he saw Abel's gift, the very best lamb from his flock. God was so pleased with Abel's gift. He could see that it came from a heart full of love and thankfulness. Abel had given his best, but when God looked at Cain's gift, he was not as pleased. God knew that Cain had not given his best. He knew Cain's heart was not full of love like Abel's was. It was just something Cain did because he felt he had to. When Cain saw that God was happy with Abel's gift but not with his, a dark cloud came over his heart. His face grew long and sad, and then it grew angry. Why did God like Abel's gift more? It wasn't fair. A grumpy, jealous feeling started to grow inside him like a thorny weed. It pricked at his heart and made him feel all mixed up inside. He looked at his brother Abel, who was happy and peaceful, and Cain's jealousy grew bigger and bigger. He didn't want to be happy for his brother, he just wanted to be angry and sad for himself. God saw Cain's angry face and the sadness in his heart. God is so kind, and he didn't want Cain to feel this way. So he came and spoke gently to Cain. Cain, why are you so angry? Why do you look so sad? If you do what is right, you know I will be happy with you. You can choose to have a happy heart. God wanted Cain to know that he could make a choice. He could choose to push the bad feelings away and try again. God was giving him a chance to fix his heart and do the right thing. But God also gave Cain a warning. He said, "Be careful, Cain. Sin is waiting at your door like a hungry lion. It wants to get you, but you must be its master. You must be stronger than the bad feelings." God was telling Cain that this jealousy was dangerous. It could lead to something much, much worse. He was trying to help Cain, to show him that he had the power to choose good over bad. He wanted Cain to fight the angry thoughts and win. God was like a loving father showing his son the right path to take. Did Cain listen to God's gentle voice? Did he try to push the jealousy away and fix his heart? No, he didn't. Cain let the thorny weed of jealousy grow and grow. He watered it with angry thoughts. He let the hungry lion of sin get closer and closer. He didn't try to be its master. He chose to listen to the angry feelings instead of listening to God's loving words. He kept his sad, grumpy face and let the dark cloud in his heart get bigger and darker until it filled him all up. He had a choice, and he was about to make a very, very wrong one. One day, not long after, Cain decided to act on his terrible, jealous feelings. He went to his brother, Abel, and tried to act like everything was normal. "Let's go for a walk out in the fields," Cain said. Abel, who had a good and trusting heart, thought his brother just wanted to spend time with him. He didn't know about the dark cloud that had filled Cain's heart completely. So Abel smiled and said yes. He left his flock of sheep and walked with his brother out into the quiet, empty fields, far away from their home. He thought it was just a walk between two brothers. When they were all alone with no one around to see, Cain did the most terrible thing imaginable. The jealousy inside him had become a monster. He turned on his good and gentle brother Abel, and he hurt him. He hurt him so badly that Abel fell to the ground and didn't get up again. Cain had let the sin that was waiting at his door come all the way inside. He had listened to the hungry lion, and it had made him do something awful. The green grass of the field was now stained with a terrible sadness, and the world had its first secret. Afterward, Cain was all alone. The quiet field was too quiet now. A little while later, God's voice came to Cain. God already knew what had happened, but he wanted Cain to tell the truth. "Cain," God asked, "where is your brother Abel?" God was giving Cain another chance, a chance to be honest and to say he was sorry for the terrible thing he had done. It was a chance to unload the heavy secret from his heart and tell the truth to the one who sees everything and loves everyone, no matter what. But Cain's heart was still hard. He did not tell the truth, instead he lied to God. "I don't know," Cain answered back, pretending he was annoyed. "Am I my brother's keeper? Is it my job to watch him all the time?" Cain was trying to hide what he did. He was trying to pretend he didn't care. But God knew. God knew everything. Cain had not only hurt his brother, but now he was lying to God. The dark cloud in his heart had made him forget that God is everywhere and knows all our secrets. God's heart was so sad. He said to Cain, "What have you done? Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." God then told Cain what his punishment would be. Because he had hurt the earth with this terrible secret, the earth would no longer be his friend. "When you try to farm the ground," God said, "it will no longer grow food for you. You will have to leave your home. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth with no place to ever feel safe or settled." This was a very sad punishment. Cain would have to walk away from everything he had ever known. Hearing his punishment, Cain was suddenly very afraid. He finally understood how much trouble he was in. He said to God, "This punishment is more than I can bear. You are driving me away from my home, and I will have to hide from you. I will be a wanderer, and whoever finds me will try to hurt me because of what I have done." For the first time, Cain was not angry or jealous. He was scared. He knew he was all alone and that people might want to harm him to pay him back for his terrible choice. Even though Cain had done the worst thing, God still showed him a little bit of kindness. God is full of mercy, even when we make big mistakes. He did not want other people to hurt Cain, so God said, "No, that will not happen." And God put a special mark on Cain. We don't know what the mark looked like. Maybe it was on his forehead or his arm. It was a sign from God, a promise. The mark said, "This person belongs to me. Do not harm him." It was a sign of God's protection, a reminder that even in his punishment, God was still watching over him. And so Cain left his home. He became a wanderer, just as God had said. He walked away, carrying his sad heart and his terrible secret with him, but he also carried God's special mark of protection. This story teaches us that jealousy can lead to very bad choices, but it also teaches us something amazing about God. It shows us that even when we do something very, very wrong, God doesn't stop watching over us. He is always there, and his love and protection are bigger than our biggest mistakes. He is always ready to be our keeper.